Hello guys and welcome back to Teamworks. This is season 3 and we are on episode 7. It's been a long time coming, but Phil's back. Obviously he's been a co-host in quite a lot of our shows. So welcome back, Phill. How are we, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. A little bit sore, but can't complain. Your audience doesn't really care about that, so shut up.
And what's the saying, mate? Teamworks. The team that works together
stays together.
Yes, he's got it right. There we go.
It's been a while, mate.
So
don't test me up since last time.
So obviously this is not just audio this time. We have gone a step bigger and we are doing video podcasts as well. So this is the first one and we're hoping it goes well for you guys. So yeah, let's get on to the chat. And first of all, Phill has got a new platinum that he's wanting to tell us about, that he's trying to get.
One I'm trying to get, yeah. I was going to say I haven't got a new one yet. I actually can't remember what platinum number I'm on at the minute. It's quite a lot, but working on Horizon Forbidden West now. I'm a bit late to it, but
yeah.
Yeah, I did want to start it. You know, when we got it for free, and then PlayStation, the horrible person that it can be, every now and again decided to remove it as a free game, just as I wanted to start playing it. They did it just to screw me over.
I don't understand that.
I know, it was like it came free, and then they just randomly decided to remove it at one point, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, why now? And then because I'm a cheapskate, I've always been a cheap gamer, so I was like, I'll wait until the price comes down.
Yeah.
And then the price dropped significantly, and I was like, yep, I'm getting that. So I'm currently working on that. I have, let's have a look how many trophies. Sorry, I'm looking up there trying to see the screen.
By the way, guys, normally he's playing a game and platinum a trophy right now. but
usually, yeah. I can't do that now because I'll be sat here like this, just like, yeah, look at me chins. And I kind of don't want everyone to be looking at my chins.
Well, you could be looking at some
37 of... It could be. I'm not, but I could be. 37 of 59 trophies I'm on it at the minute.
Wow, that's an incredible achievement there. If anyone's trophy hunters or achievement hunters, as they call it on Steam and Xbox, I wonder how many trophies or achievements you've all got. I mean, I think I've got, platinum-wise, I think I've got 30-something platinums, which is not bad for me because, you know me, I'm like 60% through games and then never complete them, so...
You're a game. You get far and you're like, ooh, new game, let's play that.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, I've got 108 platinums. Didn't think I had that many.
Wow.
I don't know where that's come from.
So yeah, as well, guys.
Mean, most of them will be like the Jumpin' P, the Pig D, bloomin' I Am Mayo. No, it's not really, but. By
the way, we'll go on to them games in a minute because they're very interesting games and something that we both enjoyed. But before then, I just want to say that it is the first video podcast, so if you see any glitches, it's just because we're testing things, see how it is, because obviously we're doing this over internet, and you know what the internet can be like.
Not great.
So there we go.
Although I can't blame BT anymore, I'm not with them.
I can, I'm still with BT.
Oh, no.
But the problem with me is where my room is. My room's out of the way, and I had this little dongle that came with the PC that I got, and it was absolutely awful. It was a USB dongle. You thinking another dongle there?
You said I had this little dongle.
Yeah, I was going like that as well.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it was a little. It was a little dongle, right? And it was just absolutely awful. And because they give it to you with the PC, you do tend to get a really cheap one and all that. But recently, I've had a little upgrade to my PC. I've had Windows 11 Pro put on, 4 terabyte SSD drive stored in. and a full clean out and a new Wi-Fi dongle, and it seems to be working better than I've had. So that's amazing. So anyway, let's go off from the subject of Wi-Fi because we all know we get angry over it. So.
No, never.
But yeah, let's go on to
All
I Am Mayo and I Am Bread. What fantastic games they are. Some people that are listening to this podcast right now, or when they do listen to it or watch it, they'd be thinking, they are absolutely shocking games. But if you want an easy platinum, go for them, guys. They're quite enjoyable, especially Mayo free.
I was going to say My Name is Mayo games.
Yeah,
they are easy platinums. The I Am Bread, that's hard, that man.
yeah, because you got to pick up the knife and everything, don't you?
Oh, the controls for it are insane. It's a fun game and it's very funny, but yeah, it's a hard platinum. I haven't to get it yet. I gave up on it because I was like, I can't do it. I raged too much at certain games, and that. Do you know what? I didn't actually rage at that one, but it did annoy me. But I didn't lose my anger and punch a wall, so that's a good sign.
I was going to say, if you punched the wall, mate, I think I would see it in your background right now, wouldn't I? Because
Yes.
You wouldn't have had time to fill it in before the podcast.
Well, that's why the camera's facing this way, so you don't see the hole in that door.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I Am Mayo. They did 3 games, and I thought the first one was all right. It was good for a platinum. The second one was all right as well. But I think the best one out of the series was the third one because you could move around the map with a mayo jar. So it was brilliant.
Do you know what? It's a really stupid game, but the fact of how stupid it is just makes it good. Like, I don't know what it is. I mean, there's no logic behind it whatsoever. You just sit there and click a button, but it's fun. It shouldn't be fun, but it is.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, I will say, there's a game that I've completed a while ago that I platinum. Just make sure I've got the name right. Jesus Christ, how many games have I played since then? Bloody hell. Power Wash Simulator. There we go.
Oh, yeah. I want to get into that, to be fair.
Yeah. So with the one that came with, I think it was a PlayStation Plus game, or it might have been a premium one. I'm not too sure. But you do get the PS4 version and the PS5 version. And it is quite a lengthy game. It does take quite a few hours. But it is actually pretty fun. And do you know what? It's one of those games that you could sit and listen to a load of podcasts, you know, especially certain ones that you're enjoying, such as this one. But like, you could sit there and listen to that and play that game because you don't need to listen to that game. You don't need so much concentration.
No, you don't.
It really takes you like into a nice calm space. So yeah, I completed, platinumed both of them. Just gets a little bit harder on the challenges at the end, but it's pretty fun though.
It is, mate. And you know what? I like games like that. I know people think, well, why do you play them games? But some people say, why do you go for the easy platinums? Well, why don't you just go out for a solid game? But do you know what? Easy platinums are really enjoyable. I mean, do you remember that one that was? It was like a Japanese puzzle game, was it? It was Southern Girls, wasn't it?
Do you know what? It's concerning that I know the name of it straight away.
I think I know, but I just try to say it now.
I know what it is, right there.
Come on, you say it.
Okay, so
the name.
Okay, I won't say the name first, but for clarity, there's a reason why I decided the game. Not because I'm a creep. I am, but that's not the point. So there was a challenge on the game Bully, which obviously when I first got it was Canis Canemedit.
Yeah.
Where it's the art teacher one, where you're a pencil and you've got to move to the one side of the screen to fill in the picture, and you've got to do that without avoiding the enemies and collecting different stuff and that. And I found that there's basically the exact same game, but in a full game. Now the game itself is called Pretty Girls Panic.
That's the one.
It literally does, just draw the picture, well, you do draw the picture, but then it's just like an anime picture behind it. And I got it specific for the... But that's not how it looks. It doesn't look like I got it for the game, which I did, I swear. But, nah, do you know what I mean, though? It's such a good one. I'm like, I just want, like, a normal one, so I don't look weird, but...
Look,
Okay,
if you
I'll
want,
roll with it, I'm weird.
If you want a scene like that in a game, play Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain has a scene in it where you proper see it, everything. I don't know whether you've actually
I've still not played it yet, you know.
Haven't you? But yeah, it does have a scene where she's in the shower and you basically see everything. Yeah, I know. Some games are full detail, aren't they? You know what I mean?
Well, first time I played God of War, so the story behind it, when we got the PS5, you got I think it was like 23 games when you first got it, and that was meant to just be with the first set of PS5s. So, at the time, well, I was an idiot, and I still am. So, James said to me, this is to everyone else, I'm not talking to you now, shut up. So, James said to me, right, you need to play God of War, because it's really, really good. He said, I'm playing that at the minute, and it's amazing. So I was like, oh, okay. So I did, but because I've established I'm an idiot, I go onto the store and find out that there's a God of War 3 remaster. So I was like, oh, that must be what it is. So I played that one, and then you were like, oh yeah, have you got up to the serpent yet? And I'm like, I'm close to the end, there's been no serpent. And you're like, yeah, no, there's a serpent. I'm like, there's really not. So then we're going through talking about it, and I'm like, none of this information matches up. And then I was like, what's the name of the game? And he was like, God of War. And I was like, yeah, which one? He's just called God of War. I was like, I went, mine's God of War 3. He went, oh yeah, you're playing a PS3 game that's been remastered. I was like, oh, for God's sake. I'm just stupid. So I decided, well, I've started that, so I'm going to platinum that before I do the next one. And then, obviously, before Ragnarok came, but just because I'm stupid.
Well, talking about God of War, and you said that the anniversary's coming up soon of God of War, and the rumours are that the 1, 2, and 3 are going to get a full remastered, I think.
Well, that'd be interesting. A bit like a
collection.
A bit like Lost Legacy. No, not Lost Legacy. Uncharted Thieves Bundle. They did.
Yeah, but it's more like you could say it's more like Crash Bandicoot, because they did all 3 games in one, didn't they? Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see that, because it'll be on next gen consoles as well, and whatever engine they run it on, I don't know, but I think it'd be incredible to see.
Do you know what, as well, though? I would be interested to see the quality difference. So there's been quite a few games recently that are just redundant remakes.
Yeah.
Like Until Dawn, that was a bit of a redundant remake, and it's a bit of a flop at the minute.
Yeah.
And Life is Strange, the first one, it's been remade, and it was a bit unnecessary. Like, there's not much difference. But, like, stuff like the original God of Wars, them being remastered with much better quality, I could see that being really good. And I mean, the fan base for God of War is huge, so...
Yeah. But yeah, I love God of War. God of War is really good. And do you know what? I think if they did a remastered collection, I think it'll be run on the same engine that God of War... what's the latest one? Ragnarok. Yeah, I think it'll be run on the same engine as that. I can't remember what engine it's run on, though. That's the thing.
I'm not too sure. Is it not Unreal, or is it past that by now?
I don't know. I don't know, because Unreal Engine, there's all different engines, isn't there? So,
true.
I don't know whether they use their own engine or they use all Unreal. It could be.
Proprietary engine.
Oh, right, is that what it is?
Proprietary engine, but it also says Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, so it'll be part
Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, so Unreal Engine 5. Well, you can tell with the graphics
Yeah.
and everything, can't you?
Yeah.
Incredible. But they don't have a PS5 version to it, do they? Or do they?
Um,
Can't remember.
actually, I think they do. I'm sure they
Yeah,
do.
they did. Sorry,
I don't think
they
they
did.
have a PS4.
Oh, so was that the game, the game that they didn't make for the PS4?
I believe so. Yeah. Okay, I haven't got it downloaded because I haven't got space. Stop looking at my chins.
It depends what chins
Right, I need
guys.
to go to.
Honestly, exclusive content. This is
There we go. Oh God, we're professionals.
We are. The way I just said that, we are.
Oh.
It sounded...
No, it does say PS5/PS4.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is.
I thought it was made.
Never mind. I don't.
I think it originally came out for the PS4, then it got an upgrade. It might have been one of them games that got an upgrade.
Right. I think it came out for the PS5 originally. Well, not for the PS5 and PS4 at the same time. But I think they did a PS5 Pro enhanced update.
That's right. Yeah, because that was one of the games that was enhanced for it. Which I think to myself, unless you haven't got a PS5 yourself, there's not way of upgrading to a PS5 Pro in my sense, because there's not much of a difference, and I believe it's been having issues with some games. So I'm glad I did.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't.
No, my next one will be the
An
PS6.
upgrade to it. I mean, I said when I had the PS4 that my next one would be the PS5. I wouldn't upgrade it unless I could get it quite cheap. But then my console died on me, didn't it? And I lost everything because PlayStation didn't back up my saves like they were meant to because I had PlayStation Plus.
So if you're listening, he wants £100 back. £100 back in games.
Yeah. Give me free games.
Yeah. Hey, I believe
that £100 will get you one game these days.
But there's still rumours that they're giving people free store credit or free rewards because you know when they had the hack or they were down the other week.
Yeah, the other week or the other month or whenever it was. Yeah,
they keep saying that they're going to give some stuff back to people, which. Do you know what though? It's annoying because
5-day
PlayStation Plus. Come on.
The thing is, so the 5-day PlayStation Plus, absolutely, 100% agree with. It's not really going to cost them anything to do that because after them 5 days are up, the person's going to update the PlayStation Plus anyway.
Yeah, that's
makes
true.
No difference.
Yeah.
But if they give out like money and vouchers off, then you know it's going to be a bit much. It's going to be quite expensive for them. Yeah. Now, for most of the people, I don't think it affected to the extent where you're going to require a massive, bit of compensation. But there's people who were like, "Oh, well, a game just came out that cost me 90 quid. I've then gone and bought physical because I couldn't play it on the day of release, so now PlayStation owes me 90 quid. I'm like, well, why couldn't you? I mean, they didn't know how long it was going to be down for, but what's the logic of it being down for more than a few days? They're like, I need to get this played right now, so I'm going to have to spend 90 quid and then PlayStation will have to reimburse me. Like, I just thought that was a bit bonkers, really, but well, what do I know?
We are talking about PlayStation here, so all the good things that they do,
true.
The bad things they do as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like back in the day when they had the when it went down for God knows how long.
Oh yeah, back on the PlayStation 3. I remember
yeah.
they were called the hackers were called, I think it was Lizard Liquid or something like that.
Yeah.
If you can correct me, I think it was called something Lizard anyway. If you remember.
I honestly wouldn't be able to remember the name of it because my brain is useless. But I do remember it was down for so long.
It was down for. I'll
was
tell you how long it was down for. I think it was a three or four whole months. I think.
did you occurred on April 17th and April 19th, 2011. Blah blah blah. Servers. The outage lasted 23 days.
23 days. That's what it was. So
Lasted
yeah,
lasted about a month.
a month. Yeah, yeah, and they give us, I think, 3 or 4 free games because they were apologising for it.
Yeah, was that when you got Second Son?
No, it wasn't Second Son because Second Son only came out for the PS4. It was the first Infamous. I forgot what it was called. Was it Infamous Blood something?
It was it not just Infamous the first one?
Yeah, I think it was. But there was an Infamous Blood as well, wasn't he? I think. I can't remember that far back, to be fair. I mean, there's been a few Infamous, hasn't he?
See, I remember Second Son and First Light. First Light was like a prequel to Second Son, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about
where you play as the girl from it.
Sister, is it? I think it was his sister.
No, it was it was the girl that he met on the street. I don't think he knew her beforehand.
Yeah, it was, but he did have someone related that. I'm pretty sure that I thought it was going to be one on there as well, or him, was it?
Mm.
Do you know what? I can't remember that far back. I need to go back in the game.
Yeah, it's been that long. That was such a good game, though.
Yeah,
I loved that game.
Was it? I tell you what, some of the missions were hard though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was like, how am I supposed to not die that many times?
Do you know what though? It's weird because I found with that game it was full of surprises. So like, I'm playing it like, oh, this is really cool, and then when you get this new power and you're like, what? Like, just, it completely caught me off guard, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to figure out this. So then it's like you just get used to the mechanics, and then it's like, oh yeah, here's something else, get used to that. And it just kind of, it changes your whole gameplay, and then you're like, right, I need to switch between so that I'm using the right thing for the right mission. Oh, so good.
It was so good. And could you imagine if that game was multiplayer?
I could see that. Like, they could definitely do a remake of that. Do it a bit like, because it's like an open world. So do that as a remake, multiplayer, or 2-player online modes.
Well, yeah, you could play it as the two characters. So you could play it as the girl or the boy.
Yeah.
Or you could play it as
that would be good.
The boy, the same. You didn't have to choose the girl if you didn't want to.
Yeah, or even the one from the earlier versions, which I didn't play, so I can't name his name.
Yes, I can't remember his name, to be fair. There's that many really good games. I mean, we've played some excellent games over the years. I mean, Watch Dogs 2. Wow.
Yeah.
What a game. Do you know what? I've been thinking about that, going back on it, you know.
Yeah. Well, I loved Watch Dogs 2, but I found Watch Dogs Legion was a bit of a letdown.
Yes.
No, it's going to be in England, it's going to be in London,
yeah.
we can get right on this. And it just was nowhere near as good.
No, the only thing I did like about it is you could actually be more than one person. You could
switch different people.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I thought that was cool.
I will tell you, one of my favourite games so far, I can't say this year because it was actually last year, but was Astrobot. Ooh, phenomenal game.
I need to get back on that and finish that.
Yeah, it's so good, man. Like, so, obviously we knew when it came out that they were going to do an update for the speedruns, and then there was a rumour that they were going to do a Christmas update, which they did. And then on top of that, they said they were going to do another update, but they didn't tell us what it was going to be. And it's basically a whole new set of speedruns. And it's so good. But like when we first got the PlayStation 5 and you had Rose Playroom,
Yeah.
And it was just like just a massive binder of stuff from the PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3, all different characters in robot form and all that.
Yeah.
And then, we got Astrobot, which then had more of the characters from like the PS4 and start of the PS5, because the difference between it. But it was phenomenal. I have managed to find a secret in it though, like an Easter egg that shouldn't be there. Well, it's not an Easter egg, but it's something that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you know what? Later on, either tonight after this call or tomorrow, I'll send you some of the screenshots, because on the way to escape the speed runs and get out into the get out of the map. So like,
okay.
on one of the speed runs, there's always around you in the water. So if you go in the water, you will instantly get eaten. But there's a certain way you can go to avoid it, and then you go out. You can go outside of the map itself.
Yeah.
And I found it because there was a video posted about it. Tried doing it multiple times and actually managed to do it in the end. And in the end, I literally get to the end of the map, which they fall off and just continuously fall forever. It's really weird, but it's just fun to find those stupid little things, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. And you know what? I like stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, like, let's just say PlayStation have been one of the best consoles for exclusives, I think. With the terms of like Spider-Man games, you had Crash Bandicoot, you had Spyro the Dragon. There's so many you can name, but unfortunately, and it's a shame, Crash Bandicoot is no longer on the PlayStation. Well, when they make a new game, it's exclusive to Xbox now.
Yeah. I mean, so the interesting thing is they have said that it will be exclusive to Xbox, but when Spyro and Crash Bandicoot initially came out for the PlayStation, the remasters came out for the PS5 and the PS4, it was exclusive to Sony. And months down the line, they then released it to the Switches and the Xbox as well. Oh, and PC. Sorry, PC gamers.
Yeah, PC as well. Because what it was is, I think what they did with them games, and they've started doing it more regular now. It's not called exclusive game. It's called limited exclusive games to the consoles. So they'll stay on for so long as a exclusive, and then they'll be released all over other platforms. Like the new Indiana Jones game, exclusive to PC and Xbox. Now it's coming to PlayStation.
Yeah, so limited is in like limited time.
Yes.
Exclusive. That is good. I mean, I am a bit annoyed that they sold off Crash Bandicoot to Xbox, because it seems like they've kind of gone down the route of Astro being the new mascot, when obviously it used to be Crash was the mascot.
Yeah.
But then I do think that they're going down the route of having Astro the main mascot, which it's interesting that they're changing it. But
it is interesting the way they're changing it, but you can actually understand in a sense that when they first bought Astro Bot out, that was just a big hit. It was like, because the first game was free anyway, wasn't it? When you got the PlayStation, it was stored on there. It was pre-installed when you got the PlayStation.
Well, there was Astro's rescue mission, which came out before that, which was the VR one. Yeah, which I haven't actually got VR. But the Astro's Playroom one, that did come free with the PlayStation, and it was the best way to experience the benefits of the DualSense.
Yeah.
Because obviously you didn't have the adaptive triggers, and the fact that the rumble in it was with rumble pads rather than the actual half-cut motors, which it was with all the other controllers, which I thought was really cool, because like you tip the controller upside down and you can feel the movement going from one side to the other. And to be honest, they actually got the idea for the rumble pads from the Switch, which is phenomenal when you consider that like the Switch isn't even a pinnacle of gaming. Really, it's a bit more of a gimmick that they did, which but respect to them because they've inspired so many.
Definitely, definitely. And do you know what? There's so many games coming out right now as well. More games. Is there any games you are most excited for, mate? That's coming out.
I'm not too sure, to be honest, because obviously I've been focusing quite a lot on Horizon and God of War.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure of the new ones coming out. I am waiting for an update about Horizon 3 because there is apparently going to be one. Waiting for an update for Spider-Man 3, which is the final one.
Yeah,
which
and
it's believed it's going to be called Spider-Man Endgame.
Which I actually think that's so cool. So I wonder if it's going to have something to do with the movie.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame.
I do wonder that. Yeah, I do wonder, but I don't know, because obviously, I mean, we've got Miles Morales in this, but then you've got references to other people, like you've got Avengers Tower, so obviously they do exist in this in-game universe. You've got the Sanctum Sanctorum, so obviously Doctor Strange and Wong and that do obviously also exist. So it would be interesting if they do like a massive thing, but then it's the question of whether it'd overshadow a bit. So I don't know, but it'd be interesting if it at least makes reference to them a bit more.
I think it will. I mean, to be fair, if they're calling it Spider-Man 3 Endgame, now you start to wonder, don't you? If they've called that game Endgame, then it's got to have something to do with the Avengers Endgame. In that sense, because of the title.
I mean, it could be, or it could literally be that it is going to be the end of that game series, hence end game. But it could be literally just to draw in the people. But you hope it is something to do with that, because it'd be interesting.
It will, and do you know what's so interesting as well? That the fact that they've turned around and said it might be the last Spider-Man game, but they will be like we'll be making other games. So I believe. So, I've not played Spider-Man 2 yet because I've been playing a lot of games and doing other stuff and all that. But I know, I bought it over a year ago and I've not played it. I'm looking forward to playing it, by the way. But
it's good
because they've introduced Venom in it now. Makes me think that we're gonna be seeing a Venom game.
Maybe.
And there's been rumours.
I wouldn't Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. So I'm not going to spoil the storyline. But yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. It would be interesting. Because there is a point where you do get to play as Venom temporarily.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Do you know what though? He's so much harder to control than Spider-Man. And it's done so well because they could have literally done it where he's straightforward to control, but they made it so that his turn animation, his jump animation, everything's a lot more like bulky moving.
Yeah.
Whereas like Spider-Man, he's designed to like flip between everything, be really quick. So I did think that was quite interesting. So yeah, but it would be a bit harder to play as Venom unless they changed it. Like they could make him a bit more easily playable as like Spider-Man is, but who knows? I mean, just have to wait and see, don't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Although we are getting is it Wolverine? Is it a Wolverine game or is it a Hulk game?
Wolverine. But,
which one?
But if you remember when they did the teaser trailer, there was a Hulk thing in there, which makes you think you're going to see Hulk in there, and also there's going to be a Hulk game after it. Makes you think that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I thought, like, obviously by now I thought we would have had multiple game spin-offs from the Avengers game that came out, but I don't think it did as well as they wanted it to do. Like they oversold what it was really.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man, they've kind of undersold how amazing it is.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they've advertised it a lot, they brag about it, but in comparison, they were talking about like the Avengers game. It's like it's a pinnacle. It's top of the line. You know, it pushes the boat out for everything, and it just didn't, in my opinion.
Well,
But
the thing is as well with that game is it wasn't made by the same ones that make Spider-Man. So,
yeah, it wasn't made by Insomniac.
I think if Sony took on that game, I think we would have seen Avengers 2 and stuff like that.
Probably, yeah.
Although I can actually see the ending Spider-Man 3, and that'll be the last Spider-Man game. But then we will see him again in another game, which makes me think that they might be doing their own Avengers.
Yeah, because I mean, he was an Avenger in certain universes and much further into the comics, like, but and then obviously in the films as well.
Yeah.
He did technically become an Avenger, so I could see it, and it would be really good for them because, like, Insomniac have done a phenomenal job with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like the whole series of it.
Didn't they make Gods in the Galaxy as well? It was them, wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah, I
can't
can't 100% be sure, but I think it was.
I haven't played all that yet. I know you platinumed it, haven't you?
Yeah.
But,
no, I haven't platinumed it yet.
Okay, well, let me just say, apparently it's an easy platinum to get.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. You only have to play through it and collect all the stuff that's in there. But apparently it's meant to be an easy platinum to get. So, and it's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I've played a little bit of it, and the graphics are phenomenal on it. Avengers game, I did like in certain bits. I mean, the way they made the characters, the graphics were really good. Maybe the play style every now and again wasn't the greatest. But
yeah,
I don't know whether you heard this. Okay, they're basically not updating the game anymore. But what they did, they said to everyone, we are going to give everyone all the content that was ever put on there for totally nothing. So
yeah,
I reckon I will go back and play that game and complete it.
Yeah,
because I just think
I think I will as well at some point. But it'll be a while because I do have a lot that I'm waiting to get through at the minute.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what we've got on our consoles at the minute, and what we've got in our storage, and on the PlayStation Plus Premium thing, there's a lot of games that we've got to get through, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh my god, I still need to get through Far Cry New Dawn.
Do you know? Oh mate, I love that game. I love New Dawn.
Yeah.
So I have played a few of the other Far Cry games, but none of them just came to the extent of New Dawn in my eyes. There's a lot of people that'll disagree with me, and that's absolutely fine because they're wrong. No. It's just I absolutely loved it. The Primal one was a bit of my least favorite one that I've played so far.
Why have you played it?
I couldn't really get into it as much. I played a bit of it, yeah, but I couldn't really get into it as much.
Do you know what it is?
But then I'm also like, well...
Yeah. I was just going to say...
Go on, what were you going to say, dude?
Sorry. I was just going to say, do you know what it is, though? I think if you're playing it on your own, because they're games that really you should be playing with your mate or someone.
Yeah.
Because I actually think playing that together, them type of games, is so much better than playing it just single player. I don't know whether you agree on that, but them games are made to play together.
See, I think it's interesting because so when I when I platinumed oh my god, I forgot the name of it.
That's it. That's it, guys. That's what the game's called.
All I've got is Zero Dawn. It's New Dawn. There we go.
New Dawn. Yeah.
What is it? Far Cry, thank you. Thanks for your help there.
Was you going to say Horizon New Dawn?
I was, yeah. I couldn't think. Don't judge me. It's all I've had in my head lately. So
to be fair, New
Far
Dawn
Cry,
and Zero
New
Dawn is similar, isn't it?
Name-wise, do you know what? Actually, gameplay-wise, it is very similar. Yeah. So yeah, with New Dawn, when I platinum that, I did platinum it on solo. Obviously, there's certain things you do have to do multiplayer, and obviously we've both been on that together as well.
Yeah.
But like playing it on your own as well is amazing. But then playing it on 2-player, it was a lot of fun as well. Especially because then I'm like, well, a bit annoying for you because after I'd completed it, I could do like the double jump and everything, and was pretty much invincible. And then you were like, wait up, I'm not that fast.
Yeah, I thought they were great. I just used to love blowing up stuff, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just love getting all the weapons upgraded and that.
We're talking about blowing up stuff and all that. The best game for that was Just Cause. Yes.
Yeah.
I come across a video the other day, and someone said someone put up. It was basically a video. The best thing to do on Just Cause 3, Just Cause 3 or Just Cause 4, I think it was, is to stick them flying explosives on a cow's bottom, and you literally seen the cow going mew mew, and it's still going mew 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 and all that, and then eventually it went up, it went on the floor, and then it went right up in the sky, and then it went like a firework. I was like, wow.
Yeah. That'll be Just Cause 4, that one.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
Oh.
Some of the weird stuff you can do on it though is crazy.
But the only bad thing I had about that game is it was never multiplayer. It was on Just Cause 3 was on the Steam because a group of people made a community mod of Just Cause 3 and you could play online then.
Yeah. Do you know what as well? So I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here at the minute, but there's a game that I absolutely adored and I'd love to... I don't think I'd want to see a sequel of it because I feel they'd ruin it because the story was told and that was the end of it. And that was Stray. But I absolutely loved the game Stray.
They took that off. They took that off PlayStation Plus well too early because I can't play it now.
Yeah,
you know.
I know. Well, I completed the PS5 version and the PS4 version as well, because I absolutely loved it. And do you know what? I'm not ashamed to say that it did take me up close to the end. It did. But something I noticed as well. So one of the characters in it is called B12, and he's like this little flying drone that helps you out and follows you around.
Yeah.
And like if you take the hang on, let me get it. Ow. So if you take the front panel off the controller itself, looks like B12. I'm like, how have they not brought out a Stray controller, like a limited edition Stray controller, like they've done with Astrobot, The Last of Us, you know, all the others? Why haven't they done that and literally make the front panel B12 or just a B12? Why haven't they done it?
I know, yeah. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they thought it wasn't as popular to put on a controller. Maybe they didn't think it was going to sell well as you know, Spider-Man controllers, which, you know, them faceplates and all that you can't actually get. They were sold out straight away. So I've done second best.
Oh yeah,
and I've got stickers, and you know what? It's actually got the picture of Spider-Man and Miles Morales on another side. So I'm looking forward to getting that put on, to be fair. And that only cost me, was it, must have been about, how much did I say? Did I say about £15? No, I didn't.
I think you might have said it was like 20.
£8.
Was it 15?
£8, I think it was.
Nice.
might be wrong, but it was gonna no, it might be £15 actually, because I was looking up and pricing the faceplates, weren't I? And the faceplates were coming up to £70 and they weren't the official ones either. So it just shows you. And by the way, he's going to show his. Yeah, they are nice, to be fair.
So, like, don't get me wrong, the quality is clearly not, well, I say it's not the same. I've not seen the proper ones in person.
Apparently there's hardly any difference to the original ones.
The main difference I've noticed is it doesn't have the cutout PlayStation logo on it.
Yes.
Now, logically, I assume that's so that they couldn't get, cease and desist letters or get done for copyright infringement. But besides that, and besides on the back, it doesn't have the textured feel that it does on the controllers.
Yeah.
Where it's got the PlayStation symbol. It doesn't have that either. But like for the price that I paid for these, so worth it.
Yeah.
Because like I got a small discount as well for a couple of different things. So it literally for mine it came to I think it was a little less than £12.
Yeah.
It should only been £15, but just for faceplates, £15 is a bargain when you consider like going and getting just standard black or standard. They're still like a minimum of £25 second hand. So I'm over the moon with these. I can't wait to put them on.
Amazing, mate. And do you know what? When you're on Spider-Man as well, the light bar does light up red as well. So imagine that with that on.
I know. Well, I haven't actually got the Spider-Man controller yet. I could have got it, but I actually went for a different one, and I can't see it on the table. Oh, there it is. So, that one.
So basically,
where it's going to have...
Basically, tell everyone
it's a clear one.
That what you have started doing to controllers.
So, I had one faulty controller, so I bought a new one, and I was going to fix that when I got time. And I didn't get time. I did, but I never fixed it. So then when the second one broke, I was like, oh, I'm now going to have to shell out 60, 70 quid for a controller. They've literally just been on sale for like 40, and now they're back up to like 65, 70. I was fuming. And then I was like, I'm sure I could fix that. It's so the first one, it had a problem where there was no resistance in the trigger. And the second one, it had stick drift. So I've done a bit of research and I found out that to fix it, you could literally just clean the potentiometer, which I did for the first one. And then after a while, it did start to drift again. So I took the potentiometer off and swapped it for a new one. But that's dirt cheap to do on your own as well. You just have to be a bit careful. So yeah, I started getting into fixing controllers and then started modding them as well.
Yeah.
So I've done a few different ones now. Some that light up. I'm looking at doing the extra back paddles as well at some point. The rise paddles. But like, I mean,
that's really good.
Horizon.
And did you
one,
customize that one?
Yeah.
That is
so.
Brilliant.
I bought that controller broken. That one had the buttons weren't working properly.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh god, that's not good. I've never dealt with that. I've dealt with stick drift, but I've not dealt with that.
Yeah.
I got it, and literally all it was is that they've dropped it on the floor, thrown it against the wall, whatever, and the casing had snapped slightly. So then the ribbon cable that's inside wasn't touching the controller.
I see.
So it wasn't actually connecting, so none of the buttons were detecting. So I literally took it out, put a new base shell on it, screwed it back in, no problem. It literally didn't cost me a penny to fix it because I already had spare shells from other broken controllers. Yeah, but yeah, so I've got quite a few little controllers now. I've sold a couple of them, but yeah, I've done a few now. I'm really loving it.
Amazing. And guys, if you want Phill to do your customized PS5 controller, you know where to, where to contact them. Just yeah.
Give me money. No.
But honestly, you can end up going to on Amazon or going to PlayStation Direct and paying a fortune for limited edition controllers. I don't know how much you charge, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot cheaper than PlayStation themselves. Or
I would hope so. Well, I mean, yeah. So obviously, there's like certain ones, like the Horizon one. They haven't done one of them yet, and the Astrobot one. I think this one, because it's got the lights in, it's more expensive than when the Astrobot one first came out, but it's cheaper than what the current one is. But obviously, this one's got internal lights, but can do it cheaper without. You know what I mean? But it's all to each individual specification. I mean, like this clear one that I've done, completely clear shell. I went one step further, so it's got the lights in, but then the touchpad, the analog sticks, and all the buttons, they all glow in the dark as well.
oh,
So yeah, I went and bought them because I was like, that'll be so cool. So after you finish playing, you turn everything off for the night. You know, you put it back on your stand, and then it's just sat there, just the buttons glowing up. Like, come on, one more game.
But do you know what? That's amazing. And do you know what? That controller you just showed me then, that reminds me of. Do you remember the PS2 controller that they brought out? That was a clear shell. Do you remember them? I forgot the name,
Yes,
the make.
yes, I do.
But I had a few. Was it?
I can see the logo. It's like a paw, isn't it?
Yeah, and it started with a K, didn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I can see it though.
Was it Kits or no? I can't remember.
There was a few different ones, but
I remember the that's the one I had. The one with the paw logo.
We had a few, but I think because I grew up with a PS1 and we didn't have a lot of money, so like when the analog stick broke off on it, well, sorry, not on the PS1. I'm lying there. It was on the PS2, that one.
Yeah, that's true.
But on the PS2, they did bring one out for the PS1, but not for the PlayStation. So yeah, they did bring out a second set of controllers with analog sticks. But once the rubber went on them, that was it. You do not get a new controller. You're stuck with it. So that's why now I will only play with covers on. I will not touch it without.
Yeah, same as me.
I can't.
Because I think, no, I think it was the PS4 controller. Yeah, it was. Them analog sticks, the rubber actually ripped off in the end.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like. I didn't like the feel of them because it felt bare, if you know what I mean. So I've still got them fun sticks, that fun stick covers that you got me, the fun grips.
Yeah.
I still use them. I think they're very good. They're comfortable. And if obviously the PS5 Pro controller is expensive, and I think it still is, but what you guarantee with that is you get. I love the idea. You get you get like 4 or 6 different fun grips, and they feel great because they feel like the texture that you feel on the controller. But also you just pull them off and they click. You push them in and they click on. That's I think that is fantastic. Now, why didn't they think of that with the original controllers? That would have been more perfect sense. You could swap it, or you know.
I think they very well might have thought of that, but it's a money-making gimmick. So you will have a lot of people who cannot afford the Pro controller when they've got, multiple kids playing on it. Like, for example, proper gamers such as yourself will go out and buy one, maybe in a scab. I won't, but you're a proper gamer. I'm a scab, but I'm a proper gamer, but I'm a scab. So I won't go and buy one.
Gets everything on the cheap. Why do you think he's got so many controllers now?
Yeah. That's why I buy all broken ones and fix them myself. I had to learn to do this as a kid, man. So.
But we all do that. It's better if we can do it. You do it because we game share which game share, by the way, guys, if you don't know what that is, it's absolutely fantastic because we game share, we've saved a fortune, but we've also spent more at the same time. Now, you're probably thinking, how does that work? Well, because we're going half on games, it means we can buy 2 games. Now, if you were not game sharing and you bought a game, you'd just be buying 1 game, wouldn't you? So you're getting 2 for the price of 1, basically. So yeah, I think it's incredible game sharing.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I randomly got a message from you, and you were like, "Oh, just to let you know, I've bought Avatar," and I was like, "Okay."
It was on offer, and did I tell you?
Yippee for me! Like
Prince of Persia.
You did, yeah. Oh, and then it's come to free on PlayStation Plus Premium.
I was just going to mention that. Right, this is what I don't like about PlayStation. I've bought Prince of Persia out on PlayStation Plus, obviously because PlayStation Plus is partnership with Ubisoft Plus. So any games that they can put on there, they'll put on there. And yeah, that's one of the games that I paid out for. Lucky enough, I think that game. I paid out on my star points, my PlayStation star points. I think.
See, well, I know that they did the same with Sackboy. Like we'd literally just arranged. So I think we bought. At the time, I could be wrong, but I think it was Miles Morales. One of us bought that, and the other bought Sackboy.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, we'll do that. And then literally, I think it was like a week or 2 later, it's like new to PlayStation Plus Premium, Sackboy. I was like, you.
What I can't understand as well is actually it wasn't Miles Morales. One of us got Ratchet and Clank. I think it was
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. What did I say? Racket. Wow. Wow. Has anyone heard of Racket? There probably is a game called Racket and stuff.
What's that Racket?
But no, you bought that one. I think I bought Sackboy. And then
I think so.
I think in the space of a month it came out on PlayStation Plus Premium, like you say, or extra.
Yeah, so annoying.
It is so annoying.
Is what it is. I mean, I know people who bought Ragnarok because it was on sale the week before it got brought out for free.
Yeah,
and there's people that spent because it was. I think at the time it was reduced to £50, and people paid £50 for it, reduced. And then they brought it out on premium, and people were fuming. Yeah. That time I was looking at that Life is Strange. I can't think what the new one's actually called, but the new Life is Strange and Ragnarok, and I was torn between the 3. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go with Horizon because I have just finished Zero Dawn. I really want to play Forbidden West, so screw it. That's what I went for, and then Ragnarok came free, and I was like, well. I got lucky then.
Yeah.
This is the first.
Well, I got lucky because I've seen so many games on offer, and I thought, I gotta get this. And then, obviously, because I had points, I even bought that Brothers. Is it Brothers?
Yeah.
A Tale of Two Brothers, is it?
Yeah.
And I looked at it. The PS4 version was on the PlayStation Plus originally, but for some reason, it didn't have a platinum to it. But I seen clips of it, and it looked like a fantastic game. And then obviously they remastered it. It looks incredible, and I believe the remastered version does have a platinum for it. So I believe.
See, well, that's what we want, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing that. And you know what? I didn't actually pay for it in the end. I paid out of my PlayStation Star points. Although, technically, you do have to pay to get the points.
True, but it's an added extra. Yeah. So, I mean, the game that I got out of my PlayStation Star points, it wasn't... you could either buy a voucher or you could actually buy the game itself. And buying the game, it turned out you could save... I think it was like an additional £4 or £5. I think it was 15, but if you bought it with points, it came to 10. Could be slightly wrong there, but so I bought it with the points. That was Squirrel with a gun, because I've been looking at it for a long time, and I'm like, that sounds so stupid. The video looks so stupid, but then the video, they've got a fella that they make it sound like a nature documentary. So it's like what's his name? David Attenborough. They make the guy sound like David Attenborough doing it, and I was like, this is just too funny not to get it. It'll be a blast, and it's a relatively short game. Like it's not that long at all, but it's a really easy platinum, and it's a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
So I do recommend it.
Definitely. You know what? We've talked from what easy platinums we can get a hold of, like the Mayo series, and we've talked about Spider-Man games, the fantastic games through the years with PlayStation. We've talked about your controllers that you've been customizing, and we've also talked about faceplates. Now, faceplates, I actually thought that was a fantastic idea from Sony, where you could replace them. And I'm not actually replacing mine. Instead, I'm getting stickers put on it, and they are really good stickers, by the way, because they've got a shiny gloss to them. But apparently it's not easy to put them on, so when I go up to my stepsister, she's going to put them on, but it takes like 2 days to do, because you have to proper make sure it's straight and everything, and obviously she's got 2 controllers to do for me as well. I'm looking forward to seeing it, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you remember, like, so when my first controller broke, which literally was just a spring needed replacing in it, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was so easy and so cheap. When that first broke, I was like, well, I've got a new controller now, so I'm just going to mess with that broken one, just have a go with it. So, using a Cricut machine, I tried to make a design for a PlayStation decal for a skin for a controller.
Yeah.
And then cut that out in vinyl, thinking, well, if I do this, I can then do print on vinyl, print whatever design I want, and then I can have whatever design controller I want. Because this was before they started releasing controllers with like limited edition controllers with different stuff on it. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that, and it did not sit very well on it, like, because of the shape of it just didn't quite line up properly.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't a fan. Other people saw it, they were like, oh, that's amazing, and I'm like, yeah, but there's so many, like, I can see gaps and stuff, and it just doesn't look right. But yeah, these proper ones where they have the proper decals for them, they are good. I think with the disc version shell, I'm pretty sure they have two separate vinyl pieces, one for the side and one for the disc bit, and then obviously your third one for the opposite side, as opposed to just one for the disc side. So I think they have 2 just for the disc side.
Yeah, I think if I remember, I think yeah, they do. I like the. I also like the faceplates that they do with the fan filter thing on it, cut into it. I don't know whether I get one day, but I think what I'll do now is I'll probably get cheap, just blank faceplates, and then get stickers and just stick them on.
Yeah.
Because I think it'll work out cheaper than just buying the ones that are already made in the long term. Yeah.
I mean, I've looked at a second company. So, like, I know, was it D-Plate, I think it was?
D-Plate,
yeah. They did a secondary shell, but it was still quite expensive. But there's one now that's done, not Life is Strange, Not Until Dawn, Last of Us. They've done a Last of Us 2 shell.
Have you seen PlayStation have actually done the Last of Us controller now?
Yeah, I have.
What do you think of it?
No.
Do you know what though?
Do you know what?
Contact Sony and send your work and work for them.
Oh yeah, no chance. they'd never go for me. But like, I've seen there's so the third party that's done the Last of Us one, it looks quite nice. That's the shell for the PlayStation, the faceplate. But there's another one that's also done one for the controller. So it's white on one side and black on the other. It's got blood on one side and
Yeah, I've
the
seen that.
leaf on the other, and then it's got The Last of Us 2 on the touchpad. It looks so good. It looks so much better than the proper one the PlayStation have released. But as soon as the released video footage of what it is, I went straight to like Reddit and other places, and it was just they were getting slated for the style. It's just people are not happy with it. There was one or two that were like, "Oh, I like it," but the rest was just not a fan.
Yeah,
I think they could have done a lot better with it.
especially
They
with
could have done better.
season 2 of the Last of Us series coming out soon. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's around the corner now, coming out. But yeah, you would have. I think that's why Sony brought a limited edition controller of that.
It would make sense.
Mm.
Because it works out as like free advertising for them, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, and apparently they're working on Last of Us Part 3. Also, I've heard rumours about a new Uncharted game coming out, which, if that's true, I'm so excited. Because I love Uncharted.
Please, Sony, please.
And there's loads...
Oh, please, Naughty Dog, whoever.
But there's loads of people that have made photos, cover photos, with Nathan Drake on it.
Yeah. Because I remember the amount of conversations we've had in the past. We've had so many where it's like, oh, well, I think they should do one where Sam's the main character. I think they should do one where it's Sully, but before Nathan Drake. I think they should do one where it's Nathan Drake's daughter, where you start off playing as Sam, and then he gets into trouble, and Nathan goes to save him, and then he gets taken, and then you have to play as Nathan's daughter to go and save him. And we just came out with all these different theories of what they could do and what they should do. And then they brought out the one Uncharted... what was it? Lost Legacy, yeah. With Nadine and Chloe.
Yeah.
And that was... I actually really enjoyed that. But obviously we did want Nathan Drake again. But it's good. And I mean, I think it does help certain games with the release of Astrobot, because like on Astro you've got Nathan Drake as a robot, as an Astrobot, but on the TV screens and stuff like that they have Dude Watch, so it's called no, hang on, Dude Croft, sorry, Dude Croft.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, because it's like the male Lara Croft, and I'm like, that's really clever. That's funny that. So it's kind of like putting him back into the public's eye. So then the public's then like, I want another Uncharted, and I do think that it's getting to start asking for it. So then Sony will be like, well, if people actually want it, then yeah, go on. Because it worked with the Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
We were asking for years for it. We were like, we really want this, we really want this, and same with Spyro. And they were just like, nah, no one really wants it. And there was petitions and everything, hundreds of thousands of people saying they wanted it. And Sony was just like, nah, no one really wants it. I mean, one higher ups was like, I absolutely love Crash Bandicoot. I want them to bring out a new one. Yeah. And we were like, get them to then. I can't. And finally, they brought it out after so much. So it's kind of getting the fans to do the legwork so that when it does come out, it will fly off the shelves. And it's a genius marketing tactic. It's a bit of a dick move because then we have to do a lot of legwork to actually get what we want. But it's brilliant marketing.
It is, and do you know what? I do think as well, if they bring a new Uncharted out and they base it on his daughter as well, she's got to be in her 20s at least now.
Yeah, if they go based on like the age, because I mean they could do it literally straight after the epilogue of Uncharted 4, or they could do it like it's literally been the exact amount of time since Uncharted 4 came out.
I think they will. I think it'll come out and it'll say Nathan Drake has been retired for several years, or how many years it's going to be. Probably about 10 years, isn't it? Something like that. And then all of a sudden, his daughter decides to go on this adventure, thinking, oh, my dad's done this. She's probably not told her dad that she's going out on this adventure. And then he realises that she's done all this and she's in trouble. So then, what does he do? He comes out, goes to save her, but on the way, he decides, do you know what? Let's go and get that treasure.
I mean,
And
it'll
then
be
it was
interesting because it's very similar to Uncharted 4 in that sense, because obviously that's his brother, who obviously believed to be dead for a long time, and then it was like, yeah, no, we need to do this to save my life, because otherwise they're going to kill me. You know, we have to do this. We don't have a choice. And then further on in the game, you get to the point where you decide you're giving up, and then he runs off, and it's like, I've got to go and save him.
Yeah.
So it is very much, like what happens there. So it would be interesting, but then you would get people complaining that they're just rehashing Uncharted 4, but changing it with different people. But I don't think I'd care. I think I just want a new one, no matter what.
Yeah, same as me. Or did they go where it showed at the end of Uncharted 4 where he's retired, had a kid, and he's living his dream on a beach, isn't he, or something? I think it was on the beach, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if when they do a new one, it actually comes straight like maybe 7 months after they're still on the beach, they're enjoying themselves, then someone comes after him, and it's like he doesn't get his happy retirement, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Do you know what I would like to see? So now that you've brought that up, a really good idea is in the first Uncharted. It starts off where they're on a boat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where they're looking for the coffin of Sir Francis Drake, isn't it? I think in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if in the first one, because I can't fully remember it, but like if, for example, something fell off the boat, or like if the coffin ended up back in the water, I would love it if that either washed up on shore by their house, or they went out sailing and they saw something from the first game, which then kind of brought it all back, and then they start telling their daughter and explaining it all, and then obviously that's how they get back into it, kind of thing, because the memory, and it's like, oh, do you remember though? Do you remember how amazing it was?
Yeah.
What if we just did one more? And then obviously something bad happens where someone gets caught. But it was such a phenomenal series.
Yeah,
one of the series that.
It was, and hopefully, we get to see another one. Hopefully, fingers crossed for another Uncharted with Nathan Drake played in it. In fact, the person that plays behind his voice got asked, would he come back into the role of playing Nathan Drake, and he said, yeah, if I got the choice, yes. So,
dude,
you know, anything's possible. Anything's possible. I wonder. I'm starting to wonder. I wonder if in the next Uncharted games they might put like Tom Holland in it. And the reason saying is there's some things in the movie that is not in the game.
Yeah. See, interesting. When I watched the movie, I'm like, it's like they've blended the first 4 games into one.
Yeah.
Like there's references throughout that. But it's kind of like the treasure that they were going for was from Uncharted 4. But I remember because I watched it with and his missus, and we were sat there watching it, and there was about 3 or 4 people in the cinema who actually laughed when after the end up coming off the plane and then end up on shore, and they see Nolan North sat there sunbathing, and he's like, "Oh, you two look rough," and they were like, "Yeah, we jumped out of a plane," and he's like, "Oh, something like that happened to me once." And there was about 3 or 4 of us in that cinema that started laughing, and the rest had no clue. And I remember my brother was like, "What's so funny?" And I'm like, "That's Nolan North." And he's like, "Who?" And I went, "Nolan North." And he's like, "Who's that?" And I went, "That's the dude who voiced Nathan Drake." So what he's saying is, "Oh yeah, I once did something like that," as in him being Nathan Drake once did something like that. And he's like, "Ah." I was like, yeah, so it's a nice little nod to it, you know what I mean? It was interesting. I loved that little nod to it. But yeah, they could do little references to different characters. Well, to like Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, they could do. I think it'd be a good opportunity. That. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely think. And you know what? We've gone for quite a lot of things through PlayStation. Every game, and they're just amazing games. I'm looking forward to Wolverine. I am. It's still meant to be releasing this year, but there's just no date about it when it's going to be coming out. But they reckon around about. They reckon before the summer, don't they, or autumn time? So fingers crossed.
I hope that he has a berserker mode. So like, I'm pretty sure it was in the comics where he had berserker mode where he just like loses it big time. But like, you just imagine you going around with your claws just killing people, and then you go into berserker mode. You start moving at twice the speed. You do twice the damage. Do you know what I mean? I think the idea of that would be really cool. And obviously, you can keep the your mode up for longer depending on the amount of people you kill. Whether they do or not, I don't know, because I have nothing to do with it. But I do think that would be interesting.
Wouldn't it just? And do you know what? I got a feeling that there's going to be a Wolverine and Deadpool game as well.
Do you think? I do think there will be a reference to.
Or I think Deadpool will be in.
Film.
If this Wolverine game goes success, I think in the second one they will introduce Deadpool.
Yeah,
because
I reckon there'll be a little Easter egg in there. Yeah.
Or it could be in the first. You don't know.
Yeah.
They could meet up.
Do you know what I would love to see? I'd love it if they did a reference in there, like a little Easter egg of X-Men Origins Wolverine, based on Deadpool from that, because so Ryan Reynolds played him where he had no mouth and his swords came out of his hand, which annoyed so many fans. It even annoyed Ryan Reynolds. He was like, I'm not doing that. That will annoy the fans. And they were like, well, either you do it or you're fired. And he was like, okay. And then they came to him and they were like, yeah, you know that film that we did? People are really mad about our decision. And he's like, your decision. You did that, not me, you. So I think if they do a nod to that that Deadpool, just have like a poster somewhere and it like sets on fire because they hate it, or, you know, you're trying to escape from a nuclear reactor and you just see someone stood there with like blade, like katanas coming out of their hand just as you run past. I think that would be really funny.
That would be,
because it is just kind of like a middle finger to them messing that up.
Yeah, it would be pretty awesome as well. And do you know what? Talking about Deadpool and all that, I don't know whether you've actually come across official Deadpool on TikTok, by the way.
No.
So I don't know whether it's actually him, but he's got the full outfit on. His name is called Official Deadpool, and he actually sounds like Ryan Reynolds.
Right, is that the guy that he does sound like? Right, yeah, I've seen a guy that does sound exactly like Ryan
Deadpool.
Reynolds. I don't know his name. Is a guy that sounds exactly like him, but Ryan Reynolds has responded to him, like looking at him as if to say, "Is that me?" Like, I can't. I think it might be the same person.
The outfit looks legit. His voice sounds it. And what he does is he talks to his chat, but he also does battles, and he comes up against other Deadpools. So, yeah, it's amazing. Like he goes, "Oh, I'm looking at me, but you look different," something like that. But I'm the good-looking one.
It could be. Do you know what though? So like, it'd be interesting. Like, so there was the official Deadpool game. Have you managed to complete that yet?
No, that's the thing. I need to get back.
Oh, mate. Because I was looking at that like a few months ago, and I was like, I really want to play that again. I don't know why. I just had I think it was because the second film. It was actually when the second film came out. I was like, do you know what? I'd love to play that again. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure James has still got that. I was like, it's fine. So then I was like, let's have a look, see if it's on the store. And then I found out that, you can't get your hands on it anymore. It's only the physical disc version. And I was like,
It's sad that, isn't it?
Yeah. It's become a bit rare because you can't get it on digital anymore. It's only disc.
The fact is, it was Ryan Reynolds, wasn't it?
It actually wasn't. It was someone else.
No,
So
but
I was going to say,
the video to it was Ryan Reynolds. You know where he said, "Oh, I've got a game off myself." The trailer
was it?
there was a trailer of him saying, I've got a game off myself, guys." Yeah, Deadpool.
Yeah, because I know that in the start of the game, you sit as Deadpool in your armchair, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they're making a game about me," but it's not actually Ryan Reynolds doing that because
like
it was before he was ever cast as it.
Didn't it sound?
He
like
does sound a bit similar. Because I was going to say it'd be interesting if they did it again, but hired Ryan Reynolds for it. Because it's just his voice now is synonymous with Deadpool.
Thing is, though, he's well known in Wales now as well, isn't he? So for Wrexham,
yeah, true,
and stuff like that. But do you know what? It's been a brilliant chat, mate. We've gone through a lot and we've gone over time like we normally do. But
Same old.
We just want to end it with some news. Now, the news at the end of our shows now.
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
First news is, how can we forget our other friend? We might be big PlayStation fans, but we forgot about Nintendo. And that is the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, there's news on that, where there's going to be a button on there with a C on it. Now, no one knows what this hidden button is. They don't know what this C is going to be, what it's going to stand out for. But I've also heard rumours, no, it's not rumours, there is going to be a cursor on it as well. Now, that's pretty handy. There's another few features that are being rumoured. They haven't had a proper announcement yet, but they reckon it could be releasing as soon as June, July. What's your point on that, mate?
I am pretty sure. Okay, I'm pretty sure that the it being used as a mouse cursor, I'm pretty sure that's been confirmed.
Yeah.
So I would love to see. Yeah, I'd love to see what they do with gameplay for that, because that'd be a brand new feature, which again could be a bit gimmicky. But it'd be really interesting because then obviously there'd be different things. I mean, it's a bit like how you've got certain things with the touchpad.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really interesting.
And what do you think about the? Sorry, go on, mate.
You're right. Yeah, and I don't know. I do think there will be quite a few extra things, but I'm just hoping they don't just basically make it like a bigger Switch. Because it just feel like what they did with like the DS, where they just made the DS XL, and then the 3DS, and they made the 3DS XL. Like, it initially just felt like a bigger version of what they already had. I think they need something to stand out, especially since Sony is doing a new version of the PSP.
So I believe it's going to be the PSP 3. So,
indeed. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that. The thing is, though, there's been rumours going on for years and years, and you at the start you believe it and you think, this is happening, but then you start to think, years come down the line, you think, is it actually going to be a thing? Now, it's weird the way they've done it with the handheld. Is they started obviously with the PSP, then they went on to the Vita, which, you know what, the Vita wasn't a bad handheld console. But they fell out of love with it, and I think it lasted for three years, and that was it. And not many games came to it, but I do remember one game, and I still haven't completed it on there. But it wasn't made by Naughty Dog either, but Uncharted Abyss. Now, there's talks about that could be converted to PlayStation Plus. So I believe
that'd be good.
Because they are going to bring Vita games out, apparently.
I remember when the Portal was first released, I was mildly annoyed because I was like, oh my god, they've brought out their own handheld console. And then I done a bit of research to it, and I found out it's literally just to like stream your games, like remote play, like you can do it exactly like you can do on your phone. Because they did have the Backbone as well, which again exactly the same.
You put your phone in it, don't you? And it allows you to use the controller.
Yeah, I mean I've got one of them Backbones. It is pretty good. Because like I could.
Oh, we've been cut off. We'll see if we can get Phill back in. Yeah, so Phill has gone. Phill has gone. Bear with us, guys. Hopefully we can get him back in. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he's gone. It's kicked him out. Kicked him out. But yeah, we're gonna stop it there unless he can get back in. But yeah, it's been a fantastic chat. He's still here. Hello. He's back.
Yeah. No idea what happened there.
Yeah, no idea what happened there, guys, but we got him back. So yeah, we were talking about...
Yeah, I've got full internet. So anyway, so the PS Portal, it annoyed me a bit because I was like, it should be that it's got an internal storage, a bit like how the Switch has and how you should be able to put a card in it. But like, surely you could get an SSD inside that, just make it slightly bigger. But instead it's literally just for streaming. So like, they should have done that in the first place. And I said, I won't buy a PlayStation Portal at the price it's at, because sooner or later they're going to realise they can get back into the portable handheld console market, and they need to.
Yeah, they do, mate. And do you know what? When I seen the Portal, I went, it looks alright, but it's like, basically what they've done is they've put an Android tablet on it, because it is an Android apparently, I think, or something. And then they've cut a PS5 controller in half, literally, and put them all on the end of them. Now, I said to myself, the only way I would buy one of them is if you could download your games and play them offline. Then that'll be a fantastic console then. But no, it's just streaming only. But apparently you could only stream from the PS5 originally. But now they've got Game Cloud on it now. So you can stream quite a lot of games without having to be connected to the PS5. Now that is a good feature, but still, you've got to have internet connection to do that. So, any point doing that? I mean, what was their idea of bringing this? I mean, was it to make remote play even better? Because remote play has been shocking over the years. I've tried it; it doesn't work. We used to do it on. You had a PlayStation Vita, didn't you?
No, I had a PSP. I think it was the
PSP.
1000 version.
What did we used to... Oh, you used to do it on your phone, and I used to do it on my PlayStation Vita. And we used to...
Yeah.
At work, we used to try it, and it wasn't that good, was it? It kept breaking up and everything, and it was like, what's the point? But you can download the PlayStation Plus app on a PC now and play the game straight from the PlayStation Plus app. So that's handy. But still, if you haven't got a good connection, you're not going to go far.
See, I remember when we had the PS4, I did have the app on my laptop for remote play, and I just plugged in my dual shock controller at the time to play it like that. That was way before the PS5 came out. Because I remember playing The Crew in my sister's on my laptop. But the quality is just nowhere near as good, and it never is with streaming.
No,
it's just not there yet. You know, I do think they do need to be able to make it where you can have internal storage. It should just be a thing.
definitely. You know what, Sony for you. But let's go back to the Switch 2. Let's get to the grit and bones about it. How much you reckon it's going to cost when it comes out?
I'm going to probably put it at a price point of $350 to $380, I reckon.
Well,
pushing it a bit.
That is a good price, but I was going to say roughly the same. But there is rumours about it. One version being like 350, like you say, or 340, and another edition's going to be 400. And reason for
Yeah.
that is it's going to be a bundle with Mario, the new Mario Kart that's meant to be released into it. So
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. And if that is the case, I will be getting the bundle if I got one,
Yeah.
because it's like what 50, £60 more just for the console, but you also get the game.
Do you know what I thought? Like, so with the mouse controller function, it'd be interesting if you could use that with Mario Kart as well, like as an additional thing, so you can use it normally as well. But if you had it so that you put it on your table or desk, and then as you like you turn it side to side, to turn it, so then whatever way you're facing, your car will start turning that way. I think that'd be a bit of a unique, weird gimmick to it.
Well,
Might be nice.
saying that, they did actually bring a Mario car out, didn't they? And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could
they did.
you could control that by your Switch.
Yeah, and it had a little camera on it as well, which was really cool.
Which I thought was actually really, really good. I mean, so the fact that it controls that thing from your console, I thought that was amazing. And that was basically saying, what we've done VR and all that, but this is like a step level more than VR. You literally got something that's going around your room from your console, and it showed. If you remember, I didn't get it. I don't think you did, but it showed. What was it? It showed the track on your screen, and and it looked like there was a track in your room basically. I thought that was so clever. They did that.
Yeah, see, this is what I love about what Nintendo started doing with the Switch is like they started bringing real world aspects in with digital gaming. So with other games on other consoles, it's just a digital thing rather than a physical. Whereas like obviously with Nintendo, they had the Wii, which was physically moving. Then they had they've had the Switch where you've got the car, and then they've also had like Switch Labo as well, where you build like different things for it, like a piano and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they've kind of gone to like bringing kids out of, well, not just kids, but primarily bringing them out of just the digital aspect. I really think that's really cool. I do hope they do more stuff like that where it's digital and physical stuff.
Yeah.
Because I do think that works really well.
It definitely does, and you know what? Going back to what you said, if it's going to look like the same, they've actually showed what it's going to look like. Now, it's all black, which is actually a nice colour. I like the colour. It does look similar. It looks bigger. Well, it is bigger. But
it is, yeah.
What I do like about the Joy-Cons is it's not slide on, it's click, and magnet, and it sticks there. Now, some people, I've seen comments, some people saying, well, I'll be scared that it clicks too much and snaps or something, but it would snap more being slide in, wouldn't it? So I'm liking this new Joy-Con where it's going to be, and apparently the analogs are different, so there won't be problems like we had with the original Switch Switch. So
yeah, the thing is as well, so when it comes to the Switch analog sticks, they're a lot better than, this is going to be controversial, but I think that it's better than like PlayStation or Xbox analog sticks, not because of the quality or anything, but because it's connected literally via a ribbon cable. So if you break your analog stick on your Joy-Con, you can literally take it apart. It's a little bit more effort like, but you can literally take it apart and unplug a ribbon cable, take a screw out and put a new one in. It's so straightforward, because I know that I think I fixed your one because there was no rubber on it and it started getting stick drift.
Yeah.
And I fixed my nephew's. Well, he got one bought second hand because it had stick drift. And rather than just buy a full new Joy-Con, I said, pass it to me and I'll fix it. Give me 10 minutes and I'll sort that out. I said, because there's no point in wasting money on it when you can fix it for next to nothing. But one of the big problems with the original Joy-Cons was the fact that the little clip that slots it in, so where you press the button to release that clip was made of plastic. So from just standard use, that clip it got like a little indent in it. So then the Joy-Con would just slide out. Because if you remember, you had that problem, and I said, oh yeah, I've put these metal clips in mine that stops it from coming out unless you press the button. And you asked me if I could do that for yours as well, so I put them metal clips in, and again, them metal clips are only dirt cheap. So the way this is now, it looks like you're not going to have that issue whatsoever. Obviously, new issues will arise as it ages slightly, but definitely. Just have to wait and see what we get, don't we?
We'll have to wait and see. But I'm intrigued with this button that's got a C on. What it's going to be? Now, will it be? Oh, actually, thinking C, create. Bit like the PS5 controller. It was on the PS4 controller. It was called share button. It's now called the create button. Yeah. I wonder if it's a create button to capture things. Maybe
it could be. I'm just checking because weren't the buttons on the side, weren't they like C1 and C2?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it could just be because when you disconnect the Joy-Con, it then turns into individual handhelds. I was just checking these second-hand ones don't have, well, second company ones don't have the
you heard them say that, guys. You heard them say that second-hand. Joking, but to be fair, sometimes he's got it from some dodgy store.
Dodgy websites, yep.
But honestly, we'll have to see what happens and what we get with the Switch. But I believe it's going to be more powerful. It's going to be, let's just say, it's going to be as powerful to run like games like PS5 games would do next gen. I think it's meant to run next gen games. If that is true, I think this handheld console is going to be a really good one.
I think this is the interesting thing with Switch, is because none of their games quite had the same graphics as the consoles. They tried, but it's like they just couldn't match up. But what they didn't match with that, they gave a lot of other features. Whether they'll actually get to that kind of graphic level, I don't know. But fingers crossed, and you just don't know, do you? It is possible. So,
the last question for that one is, will you buy one?
Okay, so I've not actually played on the Switch in a long time.
No, I haven't really.
So I'm like, I really don't.
No.
Yeah, so I'm like, I really don't know. I mean, I didn't even buy the last two Pokemon games. I think the only one I actually bought for the Switch was Let's Go Pikachu, which is surprising because I'm a huge Pokemon fan. So yeah, I think primarily because they're all Gen 1 Pokemon, well, mostly, which I absolutely prefer. But I don't know, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I think because I'm a cheap gamer, it annoys me that Nintendo don't do sales on any of their games.
Yeah.
Because what's his name? I can't remember his name.
That's his name.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I don't want to sell any of my games. I don't want to put any of them on sale because I want every person that wants to get a game, I don't want them to decide to wait. You know, just because if you're willing to wait, you get it cheaper. I don't think that's fair. I think if you want to play it straight away, it should cost you the same as when someone else gets it. And in his mind, it's like, well, why should the person who's more loyal pay more? But in reality, it's just kind of, well, I don't want to lose any money by making them cheaper. I want to make as much money as possible. But yeah, I might buy one. Yeah. Depends on the price points and
same as me.
And the features.
If the price and the features are what that takes me to buy one, I will. And I'll probably sell the original Switch then. Which then you get a little
Yeah.
bit of money for some games. So it's one of them,
Yeah.
isn't it? But no, it's been a fantastic chat. We're just going to end on what do you think of the monthly games, which I believe as we're talking now, obviously it won't be as we're talking when this is released, but tomorrow is when the games come out. What do you think about the monthly games, the new monthly games? What do you think about the new monthly games, mate? I'm not sure whether you can hear me, guys. I think we've come through some textual things. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, it keeps showing that you've got like a low signal.
Oh, does it? Weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it has gone that slow. But yeah, so what do you think about the monthly games? And they come out tomorrow as we speak now, which obviously when this is released, it's not tomorrow. When they come out.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of them. Like, I mean, I saw the original RoboCop years ago when I was a kid, but I've not seen the new one.
This
And
one's meant to be
don't know.
brilliant. It's based on the movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the game is just not great in my opinion. I mean, I know that I've heard some people say that they are really good, but they just don't look like my kind of games.
Would you give it a try though?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a cheapskate, so anything free.
What about Chainsaw? Is it Chainsaw?
Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen gameplay of that, and it's a horror game, but it looks kind of interesting. I'd probably give it a go. I don't think it'd be as good as other horror games I've played, but could potentially be quite fun. And the last one was the Digimon one.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I had loved Digimon. Obviously, Pokemon was better, but Digimon was amazing.
Yeah.
But we did get a Digimon game free on PlayStation Plus Premium last month, or it might have been the month before. And it wasn't anything like Digimon, because I had a Digimon game. Yeah, I can't remember what it was for. It might have been the PS1, might have been PS2. I can't actually remember. Might have even been the Dreamcast. But I just remember it was a nominal game and we absolutely loved it. But then this one, it was literally just like a talking thing constantly, and it just looked boring as all anything. I was like,
we've gone again, guys. We've gone again. Let's see if we can get them back in. But yeah, we're talking about the monthly games, how the monthly games are. Let's see if we can get them back in. Bear with me. See if we can get Phill back in. I'm pretty sure we can. Let's have a look. So yeah, we're talking about the monthly games and how we think they are. To me, I think they're brilliant. And he's back, I think.
yep.
Right.
Again, no idea what's going on.
So yeah, guys, we're gonna end this episode now because we've gone well over. But it's been amazing chat, and I think it's safe to say we've covered pretty everything. I mean, we haven't done an episode like this in ages, especially just us two. And normally we'll have a guest on, but unfortunately couldn't fit a guest on tonight, as we're speaking now. But we've got Phill back, and it's been a fantastic chat, mate. All I have to ask, as we all always ask our guests, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Myself, because I'm such an amazing, wonderful person.
I thought you were going to say that to me.
And as well, myself, because I'm an amazing, wonderful person.
Again,
and
I think he's on me
No. And yourself, because you're just mediocre? No, not really, mate. Just obviously keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. and I will do the same because I too am doing a decent job.
Oh, brilliant, amazing, mate. And yeah, I think we've covered everything, guys. Yeah, this is our, like I say, this is our first video podcast as well as audio. So we've had a few little issues there and then, but it's all about trying it and see how it works. And we've done an hour and 45 minutes, so it's been a great chat. And thank you, Phill, for coming on. And guys, we got our co-host back. Amazing. Thank you, Phill.
Yeah, my hiatus is over. Oh, nice one, mate. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, you too, mate. Take care. Bye.
Aye.